Good afternoon, Steve Knights, and I can say afternoon because it is noon. It is literally noon, and I just got out of the hospital. I just got out of taking my MRI, and they stuck me once here, and of course they couldn't get the IV in, so they had to put it over here. So I'm double stuck. Awesome. Like double stuffed Oreos, I'm double stuck Steven, DSS. That's stupid. I'm a little delirious, but I'm driving a car. But we got some other stuff we got to take care of. I'm just glad I got the MRI done. I got a few errands to run, but mostly I'm going to be studying for that final cut exam tomorrow, and I'm going to take a practice exam tonight. So tonight I will know just kind of a general idea of how well I'm going to do, but for the rest of the day it's just going to kind of be resting and studying, and hopefully I'll do well. We're at Best Buy, and this is the first chance I've had to actually see the Nintendo 3DS. They have one on display here. Unfortunately, it's Pilot Wings, which is a shame because it said Street Fighter was playing, but this is Pilot Wings, and you're not going to be able to see the 3D from the camera, but it's pretty neat. It's in 3D without the need of glasses, which is really cool. I don't think it's as impressive as I thought it would be, but it's still really cool. If only there were good games out for it. Actually, we came over to Walmart. It's a little weird to me that you can buy the 3DS games, but the 3DS isn't out yet. I think the launch date of the 3DS is the 27th, so there's a few more days, but apparently you can buy the games, which wouldn't be very exciting without the console. Well, I have spent the entire night studying, 14 sections, lots of questions. Kind of rhymes. Sections, questions. No, not really. I'm about to take the practice exam. I'm really, really pumped. Kind of tired because it's 12:30 at night, but let's see how I do. They give you an entire hour to work on it, and it took me a little under 20 minutes. So I kind of flew through the test, but I was confident about most of the stuff, although there were definitely some curveballs on there. There was stuff I was like, this is on the test? Like, what the crap? Like, really, really obscure stuff. But I did pretty well. The passing score is 80%. And I had a 92.68, which means out of 41 possible correct answers, I got 38. So I only missed 3, which is pretty good. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I just need to make sure that I can do this again tomorrow and do very well. And I'm going to take a look at some of the things that I missed so I can study up on those areas, but feeling pretty good about this. Obviously some time has passed because I'm wearing glasses, but I just got out of the shower, but very quickly. Some of the comments for yesterday's video were like, you know, how did the MRI go and stuff, and I figured that before I even got this video online, I would talk a little bit, very quickly, about what the MRI was like, because all you guys know as of right now is that they had to put 2 needles in my arm because they messed up the first time, and from what your assumptions probably are, got slid into a giant machine. Basically what happened was I got there and filled out the forms, as you always have to fill out with doctor's offices. They took me into a room where I had to strip down to my skivvies and put on a hospital gown, which was a funny little tidbit because I'm obviously above the average height. I'm 6'6", and the hospital gowns are for people of a more average height. So my boxer shorts actually stuck out below my hospital gown, so it was kind of like really weird looking, and I hated to be indecent, I guess, by exposing my boxer shorts, but they didn't have any longer gowns, so it wasn't really my fault. Then the nurse came and got me, took me down a long hall, and she stuck me with a needle trying to get the IV, and didn't work. She tried the other arm, success, although I had to go through, 2 needles, which sucks. They injected me with saline, which was kind of awesome because I could immediately smell it, but I wasn't smelling it from, like, the vial. I wasn't smelling it from the shot. I was smelling it because it was inside me. But I could smell it, and then I just think the body is like really, really cool how that works. It also kind of makes me think that if you inject yourself with like root beer, could you taste root beer? That's dangerous, don't try that. Then they took me into the room with the MRI machine. It is a very, very large machine. If you want to look up pictures of it, just Google MRI machine for image search. I was actually longer than the machine, so my feet stuck out on the other end, but basically you get down onto a little platform and they push you inside. You have to make sure you're not claustrophobic because you will freak out because like it's like right in front of you. Also, if you're fat, like you can't get in. In fact, I think if you're over 300 pounds, like you can't even do the MRI because they literally can't fit you inside of the really small tube. But once they strap you down and get you inside, and yes, they do strap you down, they talk to you on an intercom system in there, and they just basically tell you to take deep breaths and hold it, and this goes on for like half an hour. Honestly, by the end of that half hour, I was so out of breath because I haven't, like, done that many breathing exercises in that long. Like, I was, like, really worn out just from breathing. And at one point near the end of the test, they said that they were going to put the contrast in, and I expected to feel a warm feeling because I've had a CAT scan before, and I've had contrast, and it was really, really warm going in, and I could feel it. But I didn't feel it during the MRI, and I don't know if it was because I was kind of zoned out or not, but I didn't feel the contrast at all. But after about half an hour was up, they said, okay, you're done, and they pulled me out. I was a little dizzy from laying and breathing so much, but then I was free to go. So if any of you are wondering what an MRI visit is like, well, I think that's a pretty good description. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow because hopefully by the end of tomorrow, by the time I lay my head on the pillow tomorrow night, I should be an Apple Certified Pro for Final Cut Pro. And that's exciting.